This is 7 National News, and in our top story. The UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, has described charitable action as a common language of compassion as countries around the world marked World Humanitarian Day. In a tweet, the ruler of Dubai said that as a proud, humane nation, the UAE provides more aid as a percentage of its GDP than any other nation. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed also shared his thoughts on the Syrian conflict and stated that the refugee crises remain a concern to us, particularly in Syria. We've donated 2.6 billion dirhams to Syrian refugees and will continue to donate. On the occasion of World Humanitarian Day, the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of the UAE Armed Forces, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, stated that we will continue our humanitarian work so as to extend a helping hand to the needy people without distinction to race or religion. These are our authentic values which we are proud of. Meanwhile, Reem Al Hashmi, Minister of State for International Cooperation, stated that since 2011, the UAE gave 6.97 billion dirhams in humanitarian assistance. It was added that the UAE has provided 2.56 billion dirhams since 2012 in emergency aid to address the Syrian crisis, including funds for Syrians who fled to other countries in the region or are internally displaced. Furthermore, in Yemen, the UAE has provided in the last 2 years a total of 1.5 billion dirhams in aid. And speaking on World Humanitarian Day, the UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon has urged the international community to unite in the name of humanity and contribute towards offering solutions to the global humanitarian crises. With a record 130 million people worldwide now dependent on humanitarian assistance, the UN Secretary-General stated that World Humanitarian Day is an annual reminder of the need to act to alleviate suffering. As part of his message, Ban Ki-moon urged everyone to sign up for the United Nations World You'd Rather campaign, which is at the heart of the Sustainable Development Goals. It was added that the 17 global goals offer a 15-year plan to reduce need and vulnerability, promoting a world of peace, dignity and opportunity for all. The UN Secretary-General stated that those solutions to the crisis are neither simple nor quick. There are things we can all do today and every day. In response to the ongoing regional conflict and refugee crisis in the Middle East, the UN Secretary-General was quoted as saying, "On this World Humanitarian Day, let us unite in the name of humanity and show that we cannot and will not leave anyone behind." Dubai has become one of the most improved places to live over the past 5 years. That's according to an analysis by Economist Intelligence Unit. Of the 140 cities that were evaluated, Dubai was the second most improved city in terms of livability, only behind Tehran. Dubai's overall livability score was 74.7 out of 100, an improvement of 4.6% since 2011. In comparison, the worst city to decline, Damascus, had a score of 30.2. EIU assessed which locations around the world had the best or worst living conditions by looking at over 30 factors ranging from stability, healthcare, culture and environment, education and infrastructure. The scores are compiled and weighted between 1 and 100, with 1 considered intolerable and 100 being ideal. Despite ranking in the lower tiers, Middle Eastern cities have seen massive improvements as civil stability has recovered, such as in Tehran and Saudi Arabia's Al Khobar. While Dubai ranks 74 out of 140, the EIU said that there were only 6 cities that had improved scores over the past year. Half of the cities evaluated saw declines in livability given global turmoil. The world's most livable city was Melbourne, Australia, with 6 of the 10 top-scoring cities coming from Australia and Canada. The Abu Dhabi Education Council has announced that Sunday, August 28 will mark the first day of the academic year 2016-17, when schools will also start receiving male and female students at all academic levels. According to the Ministry of Education, over 19,533 teaching, administrative and technical staff will head to public and private schools that follow the curriculum of the Ministry of Education to mark the beginning of the academic year 2016-17 on Sunday the 21st. ahead of receiving students on the 28th of August. The Abu Dhabi Education Council stated that it also organized an induction of 600 new teachers who will be joining schools across the Emirate this year. As part of the plans to begin the school year, the educational field employees will attend during the first week of the school year to lead workshops and professional development programs for the activities to be implemented this year. The school administrators and teachers will also be provided with a readiness study guide, which is an effective steering guidance for the new academic year and highlights the best practices that should be implemented to continue to raise the quality of education in schools. In a move to crack down on illegal taxis, the Public Transport Agency of the Roads and Transport Authority has recorded over 7,000 unlicensed transport offences during the first half of 2016. The Director of Transport Activities and Monitoring, RTA, Public Transport Agency, was quoted in local reports as saying that the total number of offences recorded against practitioners during the first half of this year amounted to 7,126 offences. It was further added that the RTA does not seek to collect fines against offenders, but rather focuses on curbing negative practices of public transport, intensifying the monitoring of violators in Dubai and reducing the number of complaints related to this practice. While stating that there is no specific location, the RTA spokesperson stated that illegal taxis use different types of vehicles, including private cars, rented cars, commercial transport vehicles and company cars. It was added some of those who were penalised are ex-taxi drivers who had to convert their cabs into private vehicles following the regularisation of taxi services and instead opted to implicate them into such unlicensed passenger transport activities in Dubai. And finally, in the bulletin, the Filipino community in Dubai were out in large numbers over the weekend to celebrate the National Language Month in a musical fashion. More than 500 members of the Filipinos attended a musical competition held on Friday at the Asiana Hotel in Dira to mark the country's National Language Month through a singing competition. The event was also attended by Paul Raymond Cortez, the Consul General of the Philippines, who stated that the event aimed at showcasing the diverse creative talents of the community. The National Language Month is celebrated every August by the Philippines, a country with over 70 languages and dialects. There were around 40 submissions to the songwriting competition with the theme of national unity for progress, with only 12 making it to the final round. The event, which was titled Dubai Musikahan or Musical Spectacle, was open to people of other nationalities as well, and entry was free and featured Filipino artists, dancers and choirs beside other performers. 3 winners of the songwriting competition were announced at the end of the event and received cash prizes. Following the success of the event, the consulate also revealed plans to organize more community events in the near future.
National Language Month in the Philippines is instituted in law, and it aims to celebrate the many and diverse languages of the Philippines. You know that there are over 100 languages and dialects in the Philippines spoken throughout the over 7,000 islands. And National Language Month allows people to celebrate who they are, regardless of the language that they speak at home. Over 13 languages in the Philippines are spoken by over 1 million people, and the National Language Month aims to make them proud of who they are as Filipinos, making them realize that instead of the diversity of the languages that they have back home, there's simply one people, one country, one nation, one soul.
Dubai Musikahan 2016 is a landmark event. So it's a first ever songwriting competition that heralds the talent of the Filipinos in songwriting and in singing and in performance generally, and it highlights the importance of our country having our own national language, having been colonized by Spain for 300 years, the US for 48 years, and we were occupied by the Japanese Imperial Army during the World War II, and we now have a national language because of our Philippine Commonwealth President, the late President Manuel L. Quezon. It shows that, you know, we have something to be proud of, having our own national language.
I performed today the song Pinoy Ka, which is about the bravery of Filipinos, and it is about the Filipino never gives up.